What's good, YouTube? So it's been a minute since I shared my dream realms with y'all, and we're gonna start off by me saying thank y'all for tuning in to your boy. Y'all know what I always say: get with it or get left behind. And let's just jump into this dream realm. So, and once again, I only share the dream realms whenever I remember them deeply. I have been dreaming lately being in these realms, but they've broken up in pieces because I have broken sleep. I'm up every other half hour. I jive y'all not. All right, so let's just jump into this one. I was walking up the street, and I don't know this stretch of roadway I was walking up, but I walked to this convenience store, and I was going up there to play my numbers, but for some reason, I didn't go in and play my numbers because I stopped. I saw this dude with dreadlocks, dark-skinned dude with dreadlocks, working at the counter through the window, and he was talking to some pretty blonde chick, long ponytail, real pretty. And I looked in the store, I'm like, I knew I forgot something, which I forgot my money, so I turned around and went back. I walked down the street to go get my lottery money. As I'm going to go get my lottery money, I walk down this long stretch of road, and I look to my left, and I saw this dog come darting down this hillside, and I knew this dog was coming my way. It was a pit bull. It was a tan pit bull, like tannish, light brown pit bull. He started running. I took off to the right and ran up this long staircase. I seen this long staircase, and I said, man, when it was a metal railing there, and I'm darting up the steps, and I'm like, this dog's got 4 legs. I'm fast, but this dog got across the street, and I said, now, if he hit the steps before I get to the mid-level of these steps, he got me. At some point, running up the steps, I do remember saying to myself, man, I'm tired of running. I'm about to give up and just kick this dog. Kick the living mess out of this dog head first. As long as he don't bite my shoe, I could kick him in his head and then run a little bit more to kick him again. But I never got to that point of kicking him. All I know is I did make it to the top of the step. And I turned around and the dog was gone, and that threat and that fear of that dog was out the window. When I got up to the top, y'all, believe it or not, I was already in some kind of store. And I remember there being an Asian guy and an Asian lady. And I was saying something to them. I don't even remember what was I saying to these people? All I know is I was saying something to the lady, trying to explain to her about the dog coming after me. And I'm like, you don't speak English, do you? Like this dog was out there, like this dog tried to attack me. Don't ask me why I was explaining this to this lady, but I said, you don't speak English or nothing, do you? So, and then she pointed at her, must have been her husband. I turned around, and then he understood everything I said, because then he's speaking back to me about it. That disappeared, that whole scene. Then I was in another room. I remember being in a room, and before I got to that room, I remember the scene didn't change with me in that room. The scene changed with me being in an alleyway, and my car was parked up against this fence, and the hood was up. And I remember, I don't know who these people were, and I was like, we gotta go, we gotta get out of here. It's a loose dog running around. Get in the car. So whoever I was with, they got in the car. There was 2 people I was with. I don't know who they were. It was a dude and a girl. They got in the car. As I'm getting in the car, we closed the hood, and we got in the car. And then the scene changed. And then I was in a room with some people in the room. And have y'all ever been to church? I had one of them toothpick. I had one of those popsicle fans. So, you know, the stick, a popsicle, you ever eat a popsicle with the 2 sticks in them? So imagine that stick real wide. Or like one of them doctors, popsicle sticks that they're not a popsicle stick, but doctors, that wooden flat thing that you put on your tongue and push down, and they can make you say ah, and they look down your throat. So it was one of those on like one of those church fans. When I say fans, like it was like super glued or some kind of glue to a big cardboardish shaped piece of paper with some religious words written on it like that. And that's what this was, what I'm about to tell you was on. So the back side of this popsicle stick fan thing was the number 72. And I rarely see I do see numbers in my realms, but I don't remember them coming out of them. So I'm looking at the back and it was 72. And then I was with some people in the room and I said, y'all, what are the chances of, I flipped this around and the other two numbers is 14. I mean, y'all, like, what do y'all think? And they was looking at me and I was like, all right, turn around. It was number 14. And I'm like, yo, 7214. And then I saw the number on a plain piece with no popsicle stick on it. It was the number 314 straight. So 72 was on one side of the popsicle stick one. Flip it around was 14. So 7214 and then the 314. So, and then once I said them numbers, I woke up out of the dream. And I immediately told my phone when I woke up. I grabbed my phone. A lot of y'all not. Last night when I got out of this realm, I said, I'm going to say these numbers in my phone so I remember them. So I just went to the phone and dialed in these numbers. So it's left on the screen like I'm dialing the phone number, and put them numbers, and I screenshotted it so it's in the picture. So I saved the numbers in case I close the phone out and try to go back in it and the phone app, the phone book ain't open or the dial pad ain't there. So that's that on that. Those numbers is important. In the dream before that, the numbers 313 was really important. I don't remember what the dream was, but I do remember 313. So that's 2 nights in a row with those numbers. So it's 7214. I should have played the pick 2. I should have played 72 and then 14 for the pick 2. So instead I played the big 4, 7214. All right. And then at 313 I played that. But here's the kicker. I'm going to play those numbers until they hit. So the pick 3 and the pick 4, that's me sharing that dream realm with y'all. I promise y'all I will always share my realms with y'all. I don't know what the dog purpose was in the dream. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was scared as hell running from that dog. I knew I was fast, but you know sometime when you know you about to get caught by the dog if he chasing you. You know, we used to run from dogs when we was little kids back in the day. Sometimes we used to go in this alley to run from dogs. This little bulldog that would be in the alley at this funeral home place. They had a garage over. We ride our bikes back there, and some people would taunt the dog. Well, we never taunted the dog or got the dog angry or nothing until later on as time went on. You know, we would know the dog was back there. Once again, we didn't know the dog was back there the first time until we got chased. We coming down, and this little bulldog come flying out there. Little as he was fast, man. You ain't want to get bit by them sloppy jaws on that dog. It was a cute little bulldog, but I'm cool off that getting bit by somebody's dog. But, you know, once again, I don't know what the purpose of the dog was. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I'm still breaking down what the dog meant. Me taking off, that's natural. So me, the dog coming out, seeing me, and I'm sure a million people walked up the street in this round. But when the dog saw me, chased me. And I took off. So it's what I'm worried about and trying to figure out what the dog meant. And then why would a big elevated flight of stairs be beside me? That's my way out. But why did it have to be so high? Why couldn't it be a fence I could easily jump over or a car I could get on? Nothing in sight but this flight of stairs. That was the only way out. Thought I'd share that with y'all. Love y'all. Stay blessed. Live, love, laugh, and smile. Give this video a thumbs up. Hit the bell for notifications. And always, always feel free to donate to the channel if you choose to. If not, no love lost. Once again, live, love, laugh, and smile. Wow, I forgot to show y'all something. So, boom. Straight up. Just like that.